Why, hello there, my fellow xenobiologists. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Stranded Alien Dawn Desertum, Episode 6, Biology Surveys. So, I would say about half done. Almost half done. And the extra furnaces will go through that quicker. So once I get the nanotube sprinting, and I'm also half done with that, I will have a lot of fun things will open up. I'll just put it like that. So I'm gonna race towards that that goal. Let me update the priority here. You set up walls and turrets and get nanotubes. Are there clothing tiers? No. There's not clothing tiers, like all clothing is the same. There is, I believe, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you are bad enough, like if you fail at the task, when you finish the whatever you're crafting for clothing or for weapons, you create it damaged. So if you are a really bad crafter, you're like making a bow, for instance, you'll make a bow with like 50 HP, or rather than 100. So it's already partially damaged. And that would be the closest to like crafting quality that you get. But apart from that, no. It's all the same. You know what? I'm gonna spend a minute observing the spike-tailed insect. And I probably am going to cancel a lot of this mining. I don't think I need... If I need more stone, I'll get it. But that will give a little bit more variability to Han's tasks. So that's a Shrieker Hatchling. They're Hydralisks, but alright. Technically, Shrieker Hatchling. Oh, that's the lightning rod. Unfortunately for me, Lara just caught the common cold. I don't have any antibiotics. So there's some additional observations that I'm going to make. I'm going to observe the tall grass, and I'm going to observe the branched cactus. I'm also going to tell my scientists to take a break from nanotube sprinting so they don't get burned out. Not really. And prioritize observation over research. And also quit mining. So that get a little bit more science done. Lara, how about you go for the tall cactus? Not that I want it, but just for people to know what it does. And then once that's done, get a little bit more T-balls because I'm out. And I probably have been out of tea for a long time. No, I still have tea, but I don't have any T-balls to make more. And 4 people have the common cold. Because Lara caught it, and she was like, don't in anyone's... And it went everywhere. And, yep. Good job, Lara. I would say as a critique, not a big critique, they really had the opportunity to introduce some pretty cool Xeno diseases, non-Earth-based diseases. Yes, it's pretty reasonable that, like, star travelers would carry Earth bugs with them. But in terms of diseases, you have, like, common cold and pneumonia. And it's like, come on, we're on another planet. You could have done something cool. I mean, there are a few other diseases, like sleeping sickness and parasites, but like, again, it's not like cool or interesting. It's just, you know, I discovered grain grass. So there it is. It was here all along. And there we go. A little bit of grain. None of it is currently harvestable, at least not here. But we'll keep poking around. Space cold and space flu, yeah. Add space to it. It makes it more sexy, right? $88 check. Thank you for the resub. Now, literally everyone has the cold, I think. Common cold, common cold, common cold, common cold, common cold. Cool. And everyone's sick. It's year 1, day 41 COVID. But I'm doing some investigations. I'm working to cure them. The tall cactus is not going to help. I can tell you that much. Ooh. Getting the electronics. It's nice. Flatten the curve. All right, so here's the tall cactus, and it gives you distasteful flowers, barely edible flower leaves. So yeah, you can see why I wasn't really in a rush to get those. What are some other plants that I've not analyzed? We have cloth blossom. I'm doing the branch cactus now. Oh, you caught pneumonia. So the branch cactus gives you cactus slime, a slightly medicinal cactus juice used to make antibiotics. And there's 2 of them I can harvest. Yippee! And 2 more. Oh, there we go. That's a legit harvest. So Lara will start collecting that, and then as soon as I have some of it, I can make antibiotics from the slime to help with this pneumonia that I got. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. Do forever, I guess. Just so convenient that the slime of a cactus is an antibiotic. I'm not ripping on the game, because in real life, there's a lot of hospital superbugs, and researchers are desperately, and that's not a non-exaggeration, trying to come up with novel antibiotics, because for the most part, we haven't found any useful antibiotics in like 100 years, right? Like, we're like, ooh, penicillin, and like, there's been almost no, I'm exaggerating, but almost no progress since then in finding new novel antibiotics in the last like 50 years or so. And in order to fight superbugs that are resistant to the antibiotics that we use, because the factory farming uses antibiotics like crazy. We need to find novel ones, or maybe stop over medicating our meat. But that gets into a whole discussion that I don't really want to get into. I'm also allergic to antibiotics. I'd like to share. Like, really, really allergic to antibiotics. I formed an allergy when I was like 20-something, young 20s. And I was just taking it for like, I don't know, an ear infection. I actually forget what it was. It was like an ear infection or something like that. And I got full body hives and swelling, and luckily it didn't turn to air restriction, but like, had I not gone on steroids and the like, it probably would have ended up like that. So, yep. I'm not allergic to all antibiotics, just the psyllin groups. Alright, I probably have enough cactus slime, so I'm going to cancel this stuff. Man, that's scary. It wasn't an immediate onset, so it's not a particularly scary allergy, because antibiotics don't find their way into typical food, unlike a nut allergy, where it's like, oh, there could be nuts and, like, unexpected things. Like, oh, I'm eating, like, oatmeal, and it was processed in a facility that processes nuts, and all of a sudden you're, like, gasping for air. Luckily, antibiotics are very easy to avoid. Whereas, like, if it's a bee allergy or, like, a nut allergy or something like that, it can get you unexpectedly out of nowhere. So as far as allergies go, it's a really nice one to have until I'm sick. And then it's like, oof. But there we go. Now we have some antibiotics from the cactus slime. Because everyone's getting sick. But, there we go. Lara's immune. Quinn's pneumonia suppressed. And we have antibiotics to treat it. Or if I don't currently, I will soon. But, yep. There's a lot of, so I have been sick since the allergy formed. And the alternatives to penicillin and amoxicillin are, like, less effective, which sucked because it didn't help me when I was sick. Just the risk you run. But I have friends that are, like, legitimately celiacs or bee allergies or nut or shellfish allergies, and those sound so much worse to me. Or even crazier, I know someone who got the red meat allergy as a result of a tick bite. Which is crazy to me. That's a thing, but it is. I cannot imagine. How is combat in the game? It's pretty simple. Have gun, shoot gun, win fight. There's not really complex tactics or anything like that compared to other games. And the non-gun combat is just like turrets turn on, turrets fire, turrets turn off. Oh, well, which is maybe something we're about to see, because this raptor just strolled into my flamethrower. And it's now fighting me. Really? And it's dead. So it's relatively simple, but that's not to say it's not fun. On harder, like, I'm playing on a difficulty that's way too easy, because I'm trying to get as far as I can in one stream. But on harder difficulties, like on insane difficulty, you have to fight swarms and swarms and swarms of enemies constantly. But then it becomes more like a tower defense game, because there is no way to use a gun to win on hard difficulties. But yeah, I mean, I still enjoy it. I would say on the hardest difficulties, it kind of becomes like samesies, where like every day you have like a new wave that you have to survive from, which is maybe not so fun, but you can definitely tinker with the difficulties and find your own sweet spot. All right, Quinn, I'm going to send you on this one. Let's go to Thin Smoke. Because we're close to nanotubes, and I'll get it eventually. Let's do another expedition. We're also a little, like, 3/4 done with the perimeter wall, which is great. Wow, that is the first time I'm making sweet meat bites. I have had that queued up for, like, probably 25 days. Does it follow a RimWorld body part system or simple health bar system? A mix of both. If you, for instance, get a lot of bites to your legs, it's going to slow down your movement speed, but you can't, like, lose a leg by getting over-attacked. So it's like a health bar system in that you run out of health, you're dead. You bleed out, you're dead. But there is some injuries Sort of. I found a small campfire with some embers. Someone was here not long ago. Let's shout. And expedition's under attack. There's a beast close nearby. I'm gonna run because he has very low combat skill. So whoever was out there seeking help, you're on your own. There's even a fledgling concept of bionics in this game, sort of, like barely, where one of the characters has a robotic eye, but it's like in flavor only. I have no idea if they intend to actually expand upon that. Big shrug for me, but all it does is allows him to shoot twice as fast. And there's a new character that they just added in this update that added Desert. And she can shoot twice as fast and doesn't have a bionic eye. So his bionic eye is... Connor's bionic eye is, like, not, like, an actual... Like, his portrait doesn't even have it. But it does at least reference a body part. Ooh, first thunderstorm. Yeah, I guess the lightning rod is technically hooked up to my batteries, but there's no room for extra power in the batteries. And in fact, that battery is damaged. All characters are pre-designed, yes. There's a whole lot of them. I'm going to make up a number, but there's something like 30 different ones, but they're all pre-generated. There is not random. So something I'm going to do is to put these turrets on a control group. I'm just going to use 10. And then to make a switch to be able to turn them on and off rather than have to walk to the turrets, which can be annoying. So I'm trying to think of where I want to put the switch that, like, won't be annoying. Be easy to get to. I'll put it right at this door. Ooh, salvaged another CPU core. Nice. Also, in this current setup layout, I have no idea where I'm going to put the nanotube printer. I'll figure that out. Cross that bridge when I get there, right? The game's telling me I don't have enough materials to make more leather stuff, so it would be good if I hunted more of the dromedaries. There is a super odd lack of all animals around me right now, other than these bugs, which I don't want. There are some out here, but I don't know, I'll queue one up, I guess. You're ill again? Didn't you just recover from pneumonia? Maybe that was someone else. Getting tired of your sicknesses, dude. Because it takes a lot of cactus slime to make antibiotics. So, if he's... I guess I will harvest some more. So I've got 96% of nanotubes, and then I promise we'll start to do some cool stuff. I'll start to actually benefit the colony. Maybe it would be possible for me to push the true endgame. I'll try that. This hasn't really been a speed run because I haven't been super efficient into my designs, but playing on almost 3-speed the entire time. At least we're making some hefty progress. Did they hold on to their immunity? For a bit, as you can see. I don't know the actual time. But once they're immune, they stay immune for a little bit so that it doesn't reoccur at the very least. Does Quinn still like building snowmen on this run? Yes. Yep. He still does. Even though it's not possible. There isn't specific preferences. So poor Quinn will never have a snowman. Only in his mind. Sandman? Enter Sandman. I think, I might be wrong about this, but I think the nanotube printing is the longest project. Now that I said that, I, like, immediately regret it. Maybe there's one that's longer. But there we go! Finally! We have a nanotube printer. And I'm gonna get rid of one of the research desks. Actually, I'll get rid of both. Didn't see that coming. Because I'm gonna make a advanced one with metals that I currently don't have. So once this, forget this concrete. Smelt or thank you. And sorry, walls, you're gonna have to wait. Oh, cold snap. I don't know why I'm excited about that. Maybe he'll get to make a snowman. I don't think so. It is the wet season though, but I don't think it's gonna get cold enough. I actually don't know if it can snow on this map. I have no idea. But if it can, you better believe I'll be doing a snowman. Mudman. Come on, metals. 90. Okay, we're gonna in a minute. Sasha, thank you for the gifted sub. Cheers. If I make a snowman, I'll name it Sasha the Snowman. Whoa, that's cool. It's not often that you're actually watching them spawn. I mean, obviously it was just a puff of black smoke. It wasn't super cool, but I've never seen the actual animation for it before. The Shrieker Broodmother. So in this case, did I... Yeah, okay, here's the switch. So I'm going to set the active circuit switch to 10 to match the turrets. And then I'm going to turn the turrets on. And that allows the switch to control the turrets, because if I have guns, even though my wall's not done, I might as well use the guns in this fight. I'm probably going to have to micromanage it, because right now it's recreation hour, so... Sorry, Lara, you were just wrong place, wrong time. Okay. Production, consumption. I'll just turn on the diesel. I don't think I'm gonna run out of power, but I might as well, you know, use the diesel. I don't know. So now supplementing a little bit more power, and these big bad boys are gonna come in anytime soon. I could send Han out there. Okay, yeah, they're coming now. Drafting them inside. So you can see the machine guns and the lasers. And what's going to happen here is the stone floors are going to get attacked. I don't want that to happen. So what I can try to do is to have Han hunt. But you can see that if that happens, if you check the fire radius, the laser can shoot at the base of this tower, and then this tower can shoot at the base of the laser. So there is a little bit of coverage to prevent the destruction of the platforms, because I'm not done with the kill box or whatever you call it. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So really not a lot of damage to the defenses, and the flamethrowers didn't really get a lot of play. And now that I want the turrets off, I can just flick this power switch off, and turrets are now off. Not bad, right? Pretty good. So the machine gun turret took a tiny bit of damage, as did the laser turret, but like not much. Nothing that can't be repaired. And that's the sort of concept, is you, depending on the difficulty of the game, you just ramp up and you match the amount of turrets that you have to the difficulty. And you can also build concrete towers. So once the walls are done, I can put towers in to be able to station someone up there to shoot, like Han or Emmeline, whoever likes to shoot or is capable. And given that a raid just came in, there's probably going to be a significant breather time before the next raid, so I'm going to break down this initial wall because it's not part of my installed defenses in the long run, and then move the fire traps to be door covering. And there you go. Oh, let's get Diesel off. One thing I will say is, having played on just normal difficulty before, this is a particularly easy normal difficulty run. Like, I don't know why it has been this easy. Just by chance. And also that Han joined and can, like, insta-kill almost everything. Which is absurd. Oh! Except for that one. Spoke too soon. Gotta eat my own words. Sorry, Han. Overutilized. Alright, so here's the advanced research desk. And I'm going to be a little bit more careful about who actually does the research to make sure it's Quinn, because he's best at it. And he likes to do it most. And that just, it doesn't open up new opportunities like RimWorld does with the, it just lets you research faster. What's strange about that, though, is it's not reflected in the predicted time it takes to do the research. It just, yeah, I don't know. Incomplete sentence, sorry, but I don't have more intel than that. So let's also get the 3D printer up, because I want to make a batch of carbon nanotubes. And that's going to open up my ability to research rail snipers, because I haven't had the luck of scavenging or salvaging any. Are you still hurt? No, you're not. I mean, you're hurt, but you're treated. So despite it being the wet season and negative 15 Celsius outdoors, anecdotally, it has not snowed. Does that mean it can't? I don't know, but if I was to guess, I would say no. I'm pretty low on cactus fruits, so I'm going to harvest some of the wild ones out here. I'm also low on red meat, but I have Han fixing that. He's pretty lazy, though. Every time I queue up butchering, he's not doing it. Is that... It's probably my fault. Han. Hunt to... No, it's not my fault. He just perfected the art of looking busy. There he goes, finally. The longer you wait, the less yield you'll get. So unlike RimWorld, for instance, where it's full yield until it rots and then it's no yield, here it's just a gradual decrease in yield until there's until it disappears. Han, buddy old pal, keep hunting. And then Quinn, the printer is done. Let's do our carbon nanotubes until we have, I don't know, 50. And now that that's made, I'm going to have you go on the expedition to... Oh, maybe I lost the opportunity. Spaceship junk? Sure, why not? I don't have them all memorized. The ones that you do repeat will tell you who to send. It will be like, oh, send someone physical to gain the most bang for your buck or whatever. But given that Quinn loves to do the expeditions, I'm just going to have Quinn do them all unless there's an obvious reason for him not to. Like ones that are combat that he should not attend. So after the first batch of carbon nanotubes, I'll be able to unlock the railgun snipe and get that research lickety-split. There's a little bit of a lag time. There it goes. Of it being offered. And then we'll have Han, the the Simohaya sniper. They're still building walls, yep. I decreased the amount of furnaces that were running concrete. I guess I can make concrete once there's no more ore, though. There's no good reason for me not to do that. Junk's done. Nothing's particularly interesting. It's still burning and dangerous. So he's making note for future return trips. If there's any other things that you want me to demo, feel free to ask. And with the additional 3D printer, that also opens up my ability, the carbon nanotubes, that is, for carbon wind turbines, which I intended to get, but, like, only now is it an option. And hey, we survived a year. So the 3D printer is probably overtaxing our power grid, and I'm going to need to add some solar to it. Or wind. I'll add a standard wind, because I haven't done one yet. So here's what a wind turbine looks like. It's 25 metal, 1 electrical component, so it's a little bit cheaper electrical component-wise than solar. Solar, for reference, is 2 electrical components and scrap metal, so it's cheaper on the scrap metal. It's cheaper on refined metal. But both requires electrical components, so at the end of the day, it's like, do you want to spend refined metal or scrap metal? But I'm getting one. And then the wind speed is pretty variable. Sometimes it generates a lot of power, sometimes not so much. So you can see here, it's supplying 16 out of 40 potential, so wins at slightly less than half speed. One of the reasons I am adverse to using them, especially if it's the only thing in your power grid, is there's often long periods of time, at least in the desert here, where there's just no wind at all, or not enough wind, and then your batteries totally go dead. So it's one of the reasons why I avoid wind on the desert. There's no, Moro, there's no way to expand upwards. The game looks like it would have a Z level, but it's a lie. As I will demonstrate. This is about as high as you can build. I could build a room up that high, but you can only build one level. So you can have a really high floor and then a room on top, like a stilt house, and that's the highest you get. So, like, this is max height. Railgun snipers are done, so let's make one. 10 carbon nanotubes, a power cell, a CPU core. Got all of it. Perfect. Simon. Brad says Simon should make a railgun sniper. Yeah, the game looks similar to Going Medieval, but it doesn't have that Z level capability. And I'm not sure it's in the dev plans. Maybe. Is the new Insect Next closer? No. Oh my god. That is like a day's round trip. Fireworks. Random events like, well, it's not random. The arrival celebration, New Year's celebrations, weddings are all just like a morale thing, which is very useful to take advantage of if you can free up your people for the celebration. I find weddings to be a little annoying though, because I'm really bad at doing them. It will be like, 4 p.m. tomorrow, you'll have a wedding. And I'll forget. And then the wedding happens, and people aren't close enough to the wedding arch to attend the wedding, and the wedding gets postponed. So I was playing where I had a postponed wedding like 3 times in a row. Oops. My own Romeo and Juliet scenario, right? Is there a reason to set up outposts? No. I mean, not really. The only outpost I would ever set up would be if you didn't have fertile soil near your starting base, and because you planned your starting base poorly. But you can see there's quite a lot of fertile soil. It's really not much of an issue. That would be like the only contrived reason I could conceptualize for an outpost. So yeah, no, not really. Han is idling. I think this is the first time anyone has idled. Simon! My snipe, here. Let me do this smart. Don't tailor. My malfunctioned battery. Periodically, you'll have things malfunction. I made reference to this earlier when I felt like I didn't need to make a battery. Because what ends up happening is it takes precious resources to be able to bring it up to get repaired. So now this is 5 metal alloys and electronics to fix it. It's not much to me now, but really early game that could be like, oh no, I have to make another electronic, and that's pretty brutal to have to do out of the blue. And funny enough, I actually don't think I have I don't have any metal, because I'm managing my colony really poorly. So, Mine. Queuing up some mining and salvaging. I want people to mine over scavenge and salvage, which is set up. Because I don't really need more scrap metal. Oh, another thing I could do is to, if I don't have metal alloys, to smelt my scrap metal, because I have so much scrap metal. So how about I do that? Until I have 30 metals. Oh, I screwed up the bill here. How about I just, well, whatever. So this is ore, concrete, and scrap metals. There. Railgun Sniper got made. So now I'm going to update the priorities, clear a nest, and explore. So I'm going to have Quinn, because most of the research that I really want desperately is already done. I can still benefit from things like carbon wind, nano, or turbines rather. But like, most of the really important stuff is already done. So Quinn's going to spend a lot of time away from home, trying to find, I won't spoil that, but trying to find something important. And I'll also clear a insect nest. But I'm going to be doing that with the most OP person in my entourage. So just like before, try to max his mood out. So he is headed to really high happiness. He could eat, I guess. So I'm just going to send him to eat a veggie soup and then I'll deploy him. Simon, you're actually in the lowest mood I've seen anyone. Because your love for Quinn is unrequited. Sorry, dude. Thank you for watching Stranded Alien Dawn Desertum, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 12th and December 13th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rodamont.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I hope to catch you in an upcoming series or an upcoming stream. Thank you so very much for watching. Farewell.